What is going on, everybody? Welcome into another edition of Reality After Show's coverage of Big Brother 28. I'm your host, Bobby Goodsby. Welcome in live, guys. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday afternoon. If you guys are new here, hit that sub button, hit that like button. Please hit that bell notification so you're notified whenever I go live. Let me turn this hat around. All right. It's a little bright. I had to turn it this way. Just woke up. Literally, I went to bed super late, set up the stream, and my God, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. But I got the kiddo to school, and I am here to talk about this last weekend, last night's episode, everything on the feeds, everything you guys want to talk about. You guys can catch me up on even more that I don't know, but I'm excited to have you guys here on the stream with me. Like I said, twitch.tv/Bobby Goodsby if you guys are new here, at After Show on YouTube, and at Goodsby Bobby on social media. So let me read some of your guys' comments here on stream. Start taking longer than a Super Bowl. Hey, we're here, Humane. We're here. Good to have you in, my friend. All right, Waffle Iron Walrus. Bobby, please ban me. Hot take. Lala cheated by using her sleeves in the wall comp. Honestly, good on Lala. I don't mind it. I think that, use whatever resources you have upon you. Honestly, if you really think about it, back in the day, Dan knew that there was going to be a wall competition and purposely brought and wore a water protection jacket, right? Like he had a jacket on that was like waterproof and put it over his head. Like he was ready to go. Now I feel like they completely don't let you do that. They try to hide that they try to hide the fact that, hey, this is what the competition is going to be when it comes to the HOH competition. But also, I don't think they let them wear waterproof jackets anymore. So if you want to, have, be up in arms about Lala using her sleeves on the wall comp, you can always go back to Dan back in the day and be like, hey, he had a waterproof jacket on. Is that fair? I'm just saying. And I love Dan. Don't get me wrong. My favorite player of all time. Adam and Eve, punishment the best, and the ladies are so lovely. Honestly, Drew's comment where he was just like, hey, I feel like this isn't a punishment for me. I thought that was great. I thought that was peak entertainment last night. But also the fact that it was only 48 hours, I thought that was kind of weird. I was like, why is it not a week-long punishment? I mean, realistically, Angela had to wear her her egg detective her egg detective costume for a week. Why do they only have to get stuck together for 48 hours? Or was it longer than that? Because I feel like it was longer than that. Was it not? But they just said 48 hours on the episode last night. Like, am I wrong? Did it not seem like they had that punishment for longer than 48 hours? I don't know. Get your guys' comments read live here on stream. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful Monday afternoon. KLB, what's going on, my friend? Welcome in. I will read all of your guys' comments live here on stream, so get your comments in if you have anything you want to talk about as far as the live feeds or the episode from last night. Has Thog ever had an easy day in her life? Man, the producers are completely just trolling her at this point, are they not? Like, if you look at last night and watch the episode, the fact that it ended with Haley Thog saying, man, I just haven't had an easy day once in this entire house. Like, that is so good. Like, that is peak Big Brother right there. Someone who is such a self-delulu queen when it comes to your self-perception, but also the fact that, like, do you not see that you were just HOH last week? How is that not an easy week for you? How is it not an easy week for you when you have all the power How is it not an easy week for you when Kamu's in power and you are completely safe all week? Or when D's in power? Or when Devins is in power? Like, the fact that the producers continue to show her just whining, complaining, and feeling sad for herself is such peak Big Brother. Like, at first, I found her insufferable. I still find her insufferable. Don't get me wrong. I kind of want her to stay this week. Does anyone else feel this sentiment as well? Who else out there feels like you really need Thog to continue to be the heel of the season? Because once Haley is gone, that main villain is out of the show. And you have to always have a rooting interest, but you also have to have someone that you're rooting against. It's what makes anything compelling, right? So if you're watching sports, right? And I'm a Vikings fan. I hate the Green Bay Packers. I hate the Lions, Bears, or whatever. But I hate the Saints, But if to put it in a sports perspective, if the Packers weren't there, or the Packers weren't, halfway decent on the season to give me a rooting interest to root against, it kind of makes for a less compelling season, no? Like, of course, I want my team to be dominant, right? Obviously, any of us do. And you could say that with your favorite person in the Big Brother house. But would you not want that other team to at least be in the running so that you're like, okay, I have something to root against? And that's how I feel about Thog. I feel like if we lose Thog this week, who's that next big heel? I mean, I guess you could say to an extent Kamu, but honestly, Kamu's playing actually a decent game. He might be, somewhat of a trash person. I might not agree with everything he does outside the house or says, but he's playing a decent game and he's not a bad social competitor. You watch even last night's episode, you see Taylor be like, I love him as a person. We connected right away as human to human. But he's not that villain, right? Where Thog is just villain arc, stays villain. No matter what she does, she has zero self perspective of, hey, I'm coming across this way, or hey, maybe what I'm saying is not the right thing to say. I'd rather have that in the house than anything. So for me personally, I need Thog to stay. I need her to continue to be in this house at least another week. Hopefully jury would be best case scenario. And I understand, guys. I understand that she is someone that is completely insufferable. But if we don't have someone insufferable, we don't have someone that can be so delulu when it comes to when they get to jury. And imagine those, those video clips we'll get from the jury house of her just continually not understanding how she's coming across or where she's at and how she's being perceived by America, that she will also continue to think that she is someone that is beloved by America. She still thinks she's going to get a power if she stays this week, which is mind-boggling to say the least. But I want that to continue. I almost want us to give her a power next week just so that she thinks she's like great by America to continue her reign of terror on the season. I know that's not for everyone. I understand it. And trust me, I still find her delulu. I still find her insufferable. But it's like how people feel about Angela. And I feel like, to be honest with you guys, I honestly feel like she might be the Angela of this season. Where if we look back, right, and we go back to Angela's season, she was the delulu queen. She was someone who, in a second, could flip for whatever reason. And we were like, she is batshit crazy, but we kind of like it. We kind of, at least it's entertaining television. And I feel like Thog might actually have a career in reality TV. She'd probably be someone we'll see on the challenge. Would you rather have that, or would you rather have Chuck still in the house being a log on our television, not giving us anything, or someone who's just so unself-aware that at least rooting against them is fun? That's personally how I feel. Let me get to your guys' comments. I'm going to read some more of these comments here live on stream. If you guys are new here, get your comments read live. I'm going to catch up right now with everyone in the comments. You guys are killing it today. Welcome in, everybody. It was the wall. It was another endurance comp. Hey, you know what? I still love it. I'll take any endurance comp they give us on the feeds all day long. Adam and Eve, or it was an even Eve punishment. Absolutely. Two people tied together. It is why it wasn't longer. Yeah, but like, we've had people be tied together in the past longer than just 48 hours. Am I wrong? Like, am I misremembering this, where I feel like people have been tied together much longer than this? Hell, Dan was in a room by himself on a 24-hour, solitary confinement. We've had a few people actually that have gone through solitary confinement, and I feel like that's much worse than just being tied together with someone for 48 hours wearing a outfit like that. So personally, I feel like it could have been a little bit tougher on that. Kamu shifting gears is masterclass. Do you think he knows Haley and Chuck suck? I mean, I think he's starting to pick up on that. I think he rightfully so saw the writing on the wall, where, yes, I agree with you. I think that it was a masterclass of gameplay for sure. You can feel however you want about Kamu. How he handled this week and how he got himself, who within an hour or so, I think it was like a couple hours, of possibly being nominated and being someone that could be a house target, to talking to the right people, talking to Taylor, especially talking to Lala, letting her know, I'm a free agent. I'm no longer with that side of the house. And it was even more impressive on the feeds, where he's going about realizing, hey, I got to do whatever I got to do to protect myself, where Haley and Chuck want to stay in this world of, hey, who voted against us? Who wasn't with us last night? What do we have to do to find those people? Whatever it may be, right? They continue to want to be on a rampage of just proving that people hurt them, where Kamu is coming across like, hey, I realized I was on the wrong side of the vote there. That's fine. It happens. That's Big Brother. What do I do in this moment where my back is against the wall and have to show people, hey, I'm a free agent. I'll do what I have to do. Anything you need, I want to be your warrior. Use me. Don't lose me. And I think that's the best way to put it, right? Use me, don't lose me. That people will then be like, okay, he's not trying to figure out why we screwed him. He's saying, hey, you screwed me, but hey, that's part of the game, baby. And I will do what I have to do to prove to you that I'm going to change and do what I have to do for you. What can I do to service your game and make it better for you? And you have to give him the credit. Like I said, you can feel however or whichever way about Kamu that you might feel. But what he's doing is the right way to play this game. Let me get to more of your guys' comments. Jamal Fart, what's going on, Jamal? Do we know who won veto? We do. So spoiler alert for anyone that doesn't want to know the veto competition. So we went into it with our nominees. Kamu was also picked for the veto. I'm blanking on who the other person was. It came down to Barrett and Kamu to win the veto. And Kamu pulled it out. Kamu is your POV holder. And from everything I've seen, now don't get me wrong, the last 24 hours have been very busy for me, so I might have missed something, but he didn't plan on using it. You guys let me know in the comments, did I miss anything over the last 24 hours? I'm trying to catch up on everything. Camus planned to not use the veto and keep the nominations the way they are, assuring that one of Chuck or Haley will go home this week. Taylor's playing too hard, too fast. She is on the Icons radar. Now, yes, 100%. Yeah, she is playing to a position where now going forward, she wants to outright target as soon as next week the Icons. But it's not the wrong call. It's not the wrong call by Taylor. If you think about it, at some point, someone's got to take that shot, right? You got to take that shot at some point. People might be playing scared or feeling like they're good with the Icons. But if you break down the map, especially this last week, people should realize, hey, the Icons aren't with me. I feel like Chuck and Haley are really starting to realize that, especially everything that happened with the blow up with Angela. You got to take the shot at some point. And in my opinion, you can't have all three Icons be there at jury. So I don't mind Taylor playing too hard, too fast at this point. I also don't think that she's in a position where it's advantageous for her to do it alone, even though I know she feels like she's made bonds and she has people on her side going forward, and she's made alliances. I do feel like she has to realize that, and I think she does accurately realize that the Icons were clearly picked 1, 2, and 3, right? Those were the three that were picked for the time capsule reward / punishment. And the only one they know for a fact that have had the punishments are Angela and Mallory. Mallory as soon as this week. So you got to imagine weeks 2 and week 3, probably the Icons. They have that insulated audience base that's already there, and she picked up on that. So if you didn't outright see them have a punishment, it means they have a power. So that's where I think she has to be careful. You can want to target them, and I get the reason why, hey, even if they have a power, we got to take a shot. Otherwise, it's going to continue to be a steamroll when it comes to their power in the house. So let's take a shot and see what happens. And if it doesn't hit, at least we can flush those powers. So that's how I personally would be thinking. I understand it's different when you're in the house. But for me, I'd rather take the shot early and say it misses because of a power, but you at least flush that power rather than do nothing. Because at a certain point, you got to do what's best for your game. You got to do what's going to get yourself further in this game. And I think that that's the best way to do it. Sorry, hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on 1 second real quick. All right, perfect. Wife was calling me as I was doing this. I'm like, oh, my camera is my phone, so don't be calling me. Do you need something? Text me. All right, here we go. Let's continue with your guys' comments. The Adam and Eve punishment has always been a 48-hour restriction in Big Brother, according to the AI on the internet. Okay, so maybe I just personally thought it was longer than that, right? I felt like the Adam and Eve punishment I remember in the past being longer, but I still think give them a week. Hell, you guys do a lot worse stuff in this house or make it harder on people in a lot of different ways. Make that Adam and Eve punishment a little bit longer, baby. I'm down for it. I'm down for it. All right. As long as Chuck gets yeeted, I'll allow Thog to stay. And I think that's where majority of people are, right? I feel like you wanted to see at least one of the two go. You want to see either Thog or Chuck go. But it'd be so much more advantageous for good television for Chuck to go before Thog. And I know not everyone's going to be in agreement with that. I know not everyone's going to understand or be like, we need her to stay, especially after her comments about Melody last week that were shown on the television. I think that for a lot of people, they're like, this girl is the worst. Get her out of here. But if we're all about the best television or the chances that the house continues to go crazy like it has this week and the week prior, I feel like you kind of need Thog at least to jury. Like, let her go out first week of jury. Sure, whatever. It happens. It may be the case. But I'd rather see Thog on the jury continuing to be Miss Delulu all the way to the end. And I think that's the best case scenario for us as far as television goes. At Sheila, what's going on, Sheila? How you doing? Welcome in. Team Fun Feeds by Chuck. I think we are all in agreement with that. I think the majority of people are in agreement that Chuck can go. No one's crying outside of his friends and family, and maybe a few people on the internet, to see Chuck continue to play this game. I really think that's the best interest for us as fans. And we're going to see it come down to the blockbuster. It's going to be Chuck versus Haley versus Barrett. Barrett's got to feel like the safest pawn of all time. And I understand things can change. But personally, in his head, he's got to feel like the safest pawn possible in the history of Big Brother, with those two sitting next to him going into a Thursday night eviction. All right, let's read some more of your guys' comments. Get your comments read live here on stream. If this is your first time here at After Show on YouTube, twitch.tv/Bobby Goodsby, at Goodsby Bobby on social media. Hit that like button, hit that bell notification so you're notified when I go live. I'm rooting against the Icons. They are my villains for season 28. And that's how a lot of people might feel, right? Because they have been in a position of power. I feel like with the Icons, it's a situation where, yes, they are people we know, outside quantities that we know from reality television. I personally love Devins on Survivor. Dee has kind of been whatever for me. I respect her as a game player, but I feel like I'm getting more from Dee on the feeds and watching her on Big Brother than I ever did when it came to Survivor. Where, yes, I respect her game in 45. 50 was kind of whatever. It's going to happen, especially with the returning cast, especially when she's a winner coming into a landmark season like Survivor 50. But I always respected her as a game player. Probably the best of the new era. If we really think about it, she's probably the best new era player of Survivor. And I think it's kind of hard to argue otherwise. Who else would you put there? Maybe Rachel. Outside of that, I'm having trouble thinking who else would be a top tier new era player, like upper echelon when it comes to the history of the show. So yeah, personally, I feel like Dee, watching her on Big Brother and watching her make the moves she's made, I think that she's absolutely killing it. But also, it's kind of something you want to root against because you don't want to see them have an easy time. You want to see them struggle. You want to see them have their back against the wall. And what do they do in that moment? We got a little bit of it this week, but even then, this cast of newbies is not the best. They're not the best when it comes to gameplay. So I feel like while they are excelling, and I feel like the show has done everything they can to continue to allow them to be strong this season with the powers that they've won, I do think that I understand where people are coming from, where they're outright rooting against the Icons because, one, they have godlike powers, or at least Devins does, in my opinion. And we want to see them with their back against the wall. So, yeah, I'm rooting against them in the fact that I want to see them have a hard time. And I want to see those newbies that do take the shot get their praise because it's something that should have been happening a long time ago in the season. But I don't want to see them just completely have an easy ride the entire season. I need to see them with their back against the wall. Thog is entertaining. Chuck is Timu Air. Great way of explaining it. Jamal says, same. Let's see here. Humane, you only hate the Saints because of me. No. I've hated the Saints since they beat us in 2009 to go to the Super Bowl. Sheila, watch it, Bobby. I'm from Wisconsin. Hey, you can like whoever you want. You can like whatever team you want. Completely understandable. I'm giving a reference as to if the Green Bay Packers aren't there and aren't competitive, or the Lions, whatever it may be, someone in my division is not at least putting up a fight against my team, it makes the season less compelling. However, I would love it to be a steamroll in the Vikings' favor. And check out my Vikings coverage when the season starts. I'm excited to have that if you're a football fan. But like, that's how I feel about the Big Brother house, where I have my favorites. I love Taylor. I love Drew. I love Melody. I love Devins. But I want to see them have some kind of, controversy when it comes to having their back against the wall, like similar to like what Melody and Drew with last week, where it seemed like one of Drew or Melody was 100% going home. And then things switched at the last second, and it made for compelling television. That's the way I can describe it to people that aren't sports fans. Where if you're a sports fan and your team is edging out to be in the playoffs, but you just have to get that win against your rival who's also competing for that spot in the playoffs. Nothing is better, and there's nothing more compelling when your team pulls it out the last second against one of your heated rivals to get to the playoffs. That's the biggest comparison I can say Big Brother has to sports. Is you could be on the brink of defeat and your team pulls it out. It's such a more satisfying than an absolute steamroll, in my opinion. You could be the Patriots and go, 17-0. Is that more compelling than, hey, we just defeated our arch rival to get to the playoffs and now we're going on a run? I feel like that's way more compelling, in my opinion, my personal opinion. And that's how I feel about players in the Big Brother house. I know Taylor's in a spot where she wants to take a shot at the icons, and it might backfire. It absolutely could. But I'd rather have that. I'd rather have her go in there and take her chance than let it continue to ride out. Let me catch up on your comments. Get your comments read live here on stream. I read all of your comments live here on stream. Now, Falcons can go 0-17, but 28-3 was a banger. It was a banger. It was a banger. I get it. Boston Girl says Kamu is more of a threat than the icons. They need to get him out soon. I mean, the fact that what Kamu has done this week to continue to put himself in a position where, hey, I know my back's against the wall. How do I get out of this? And now, how do I make inroads going forward? I feel like he's done a great job. I think out of any player this week, Kamu has had by far the best week outside of Lala. Like Lala, amazing. She won the wall competition, 58 years old, beat all these people, beat an MMA fighter in the final two to get the win and get the dub. Like, she's having the best week. I will give her the best week. But right there next to her has to be Kamu. Kamu is in a position where he looks like the biggest threat, right? Like, he just narrowly lost the HOH competition if he didn't slip. He's been HOH in the past. He should have the biggest bullseye out of possibly anyone in this house outside maybe the icons and Haley to an extent to go home. But he's still there. He's still pushing forward. Then he wins the veto. Like, you can't ask for a better week from someone who, hey, I just got left out of a vote. I was one of only 2 other people outside myself to not vote the right way. And the HOH clearly was not in the right, even though he says, oh, yeah, I think she was part of it too. She didn't have to vote, but she knew what was going on. I don't think he outright believes that. But use it against them. I think Kamu's having the best week next to Lala, for sure. For sure. Let me know what you think. Kamu's getting a new narrative. He is wiping the slate clean. BB is hoping we will just forget the rest. And I get that. The outside perspective, right? Like I said, I personally think I have things I absolutely disagree with Kamu when it comes to his stance on things. There's things I possibly do agree with him when it comes to things in personal perspective. But that doesn't matter. When it comes to the gameplay, right? When we're talking about game, if you're playing a board game against someone or you're playing cards with someone at a casino or whatever it may be, you're playing poker against someone, you don't give a shit what their personal perspective is. You just know, hey, this is a competitor and I'm going against them. And I understand Big Brother's a lot more difficult when it comes to that kind of thing because there's so much outside interference. There's social media, there's podcasts, there's live streams like what you're watching here that can completely sway your opinion on someone because of the personal aspect. But the people in the house don't know the stuff we know. They just know Kamu, the game player, the person that they've met inside the house. They have no idea what's going on the outside. They have no idea what's happened on social media. They only know the person in front of them. So, with that perspective, and from what the show is giving people, I don't mind the fact that he's playing a good game and we can say, hey, the game is different than the personal aspect. And I think that's where there's a big outlier between the fandom, social media, the casuals, the live feeders, and what happens inside the game for the people whose perspective cannot change because they don't have the outside introspective or introspective, I should say. Game respects game, and I can absolutely see Kamu prevailing and winning the whole season. Absolutely. And the way he's playing, I don't mind it. I don't mind if he ended up winning this whole game. He's playing a decent game. I think he's going to have his back against the wall. I don't think anyone's going to let him get there. And you might not agree with him personally about the things he says and does. But as far as game goes, you got to respect it. All right, let me catch up on some of your guys' comments. I'm a little behind here on the stream. Get your comments read live here on stream at After Show on YouTube or twitch.tv/Bobby Goodsby. Join the chat. Be a part of the conversation. Read all your guys' comments live here on stream. What if Angela got the Adam and Eve punishment? I mean, that would be so good. Imagine if Haley, if Thog and Angela were tied together all week long. It would have been so good. Like, imagine the blow up that we had earlier this weekend on the feeds that I'm sure we're going to get in the episode. Imagine if they went through all that and then they were tied together in an Adam and Eve punishment. It would have been TV gold, where they couldn't run to a room and give perspective to other people. They just had to continue to dwell in it. It would have been so good. Like, would that not have been the best Adam and Eve punishment? Like, really, Thog and anyone would have been great, but Thog and Angela would have been TV gold for sure. At Boston Girl says, the issue with Haley, she can't let go of this Angela issue. She needs to be able to move on and pivot. Votes flip. People lie. Get over it. That's her biggest thing. The unself-awareness to realize, hey, it's not all about me. It might not go my way. Things might work out bad for me. I might at a certain point have my back against the wall. Haley's so unself-aware that this game isn't tailored to whatever Haley wants. Like, I would love to imagine or see how she was raised, because for her to just continue to feel like these people or the house or whatever should be tailored around what she wants and what she thinks is crazy. It's crazy. Like, for her to say to us at home, I was the HOH. What I said was what I wanted to happen, should have happened. I said Melody should go. It was my week. It was my turn to be in power. I'm the HOH. Why did people not listen to me? It is so asinine that it's delulu enough that I'm like, all right, I respect you're going all in on that one perspective, but how do you not see the writing on the wall? How do you not realize, hey, I'm coming across as selfish here? How is this going to reflect on my game if I continuously throw out the narrative I wanted to happen should have happened? Let it go. Boston Girl, you're right on that. You need to let it go. It's only going to make things worse. And the fact that she doesn't understand that, at least it's fun TV to watch. At least it's like, oh man, Haley, you suck at this game. What game do you think you're playing? What game do you think you're playing where you came in and thinking, hey, everyone has to play according to how I want it because this is wrapped up for me to win. So you guys are all just living here with the 3-month vacation, but we all know who the 750,000 is going to. Y'all are crazy to think if you're winning this game, it's 100% going to be me, but make sure you don't go against me at all. Like that's ridiculous to have an opinion. That's what's crazy. It's crazy. Humane says, we love Angela. Don't compare her to Thug. But you got to understand the comparison's really valid, right? Like, you might feel a certain way about Angela because she is a Delulu queen as well. But the conversation to say Angela in her first season, honestly, kind of her second season as well, is not too dissimilar from what Haley's doing, right? Like, yes, I do think that there's a big difference, but there's also certain aspects of delusion and self-awareness that reign true with both of them, where the comparison's not invalid, right? Like there are absolutely comparisons for sure. For sure. I mean, you look at Angela when she was in the diary room, when she was casting her vote to get rid of Lyric, and she was just over the top a ton. Where did this Angela come from? Or even the week prior where she's yelling to Chuck at home, not Chuck in the house, her husband Chuck, being like, I'm going to take out Drew for you. This is going to happen. We're going to get after that guy. Like the unself-awareness, the inability to realize, hey, I maybe don't know everything is kind of true in both of them. It's kind of true in both of them. I don't remember two people being tied together for more than a week. Maybe I was just wrong on my. I felt like I had remembered people being tied together for at least longer than or at least a week, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's what they should do. At Waffle Iron Walrus, imagine Dan using the bucket to potty. Oh God. Yeah, don't use that bucket if that's possible. For those that don't know, look it up. You'll realize what happened with the bucket when it came to, what was that, Big Brother 25? 25, 26? I can't remember. It's one of the two. It was Cerise season. Yeah. Yeah, don't use the bucket. Is Yash in the best seat in the house? I mean, honestly, it's kind of hard to argue otherwise. I would still say Devins, personally, I think, even though he's not in a great position with people in the house that are going to outright want to target him as soon as next week, I still feel like Devins, with his God power, is in a better situation because of how he can get himself out of a situation whenever it does arise with him possibly being on the block. Just because I think that God power is so strong that how can you say he's not in the best seat going forward? But if you're talking long-term game, as far as someone that doesn't have superpowers, I think Yash is a good person to pick. I still also would probably put, that's tough. I mean, I want to say Taylor, but that's not true. I would also argue possibly Mallory. And I know there's people that want to target Mallory because they think she's a comp queen, which she is. And the fact that she was chosen by America for the time capsule is not going to help her. I still think Mallory's in a decent spot going forward. Kamu, I think, is in a decent spot going forward, especially with his relationships he's made over the course of the week. But it's hard to argue that Yash isn't in the best seat right now because of the fact that who's coming after Yash? Like, I feel like the worst thing to happen to Yash is he wins some kind of power, right? Like if he gets HOH or wins a veto or wins a time capsule, which I don't think is happening. I think that's the worst case for him. I think the best thing he can do right now is just go with the flow, have your alliances, and let other people in your alliance be the bigger target over you. The only time he might have his back against the wall is if people nominate him against people in his alliance. Then you have to worry because it's, hey, I got my back against the wall. I got to win something here. So one, I can prove that I'm capable, which he's done in the past with Blockbuster, but also I need to outright protect myself because say that other person who might be the target comes off, I could be next. So I think that Yash, yes, I would agree that he's possibly the best suited in the house as far as newbies go. Excuse me. I would still argue Devon's, because he has a god power, is in the best position going forward in this game. Thank you for the update. No problem, my friend. Welcome in everybody who's new here. Get your comments read live on stream. I mean, for a whole week. Oh, yeah, as far as like the punishment goes. Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with it. I'm cool if they did a whole week of being tied to someone. It's really hurt Mallory and Melody this week. And not in the fact that, hey, they have to go up on the blog or they have to worry about being nominated or anything like that. Like it's a perfect week for them to get this punishment. Absolutely. Out of all the weeks, this was the right week for that to happen. But I think that it hurt them in the fact that they haven't been able to talk game with people because of the fact they've been tethered to another person. And it's not that people don't want to talk game with them. It's just harder to have a conversation one-on-one game-wise. You can't do it because you're tied to someone. But also, it's just like, people are like, oh, well, we don't have to worry about them. We'll talk to them later because they are tethered to someone that maybe you don't want to have that information. Or, hey, maybe I can't have that one-on-one talk to see where they're at this week. We'll just talk to them later. And I do feel like it's affected their games, not in the worst way, but in a way where it's like, people haven't had game talks or productive game talks in a week where the game has switched up a lot. A lot has changed because of the outcome of the vote last week. And I feel like they missed out on a lot of great conversations because of the fact that they've been tethered to someone. Having said that, I'm totally down for someone in the future to be tethered for a whole week. Make it as tough as possible. We see people are on slot for a week. We see Angela in an egg costume for a week. Let these people be tethered for a week. Who cares? Who cares? It's not like they were outright having a very hard time. She's like tethered to her best friend in the house. Give them a week. 48 hours seems a little lax. Even Mallory said right after she found out what the punishment was, she's like, okay, that's not bad. I feel like that's not a terrible punishment. Like, then it's too easy, in my opinion. After this stream, when is your next stream going to be? So I'll be live again tomorrow, Tuesday, 10 a.m. to noon, just like we are doing here. We didn't have a podcast yesterday with Brent. He said, hey, can we put it off a couple days? I was like, no problem. So I'm hoping I got to reconnect with him today or tomorrow to try to lock him down for this week, having Brent Wagamont here on stream. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. He already said, yes, he'll do it. We saw him live in the comments with us on Thursday night when we did our 5-hour live stream. By the way, you guys killed it on Thursday night for me. Thank you so much. Over 2,000 views on YouTube. You guys killed it. Thank you for your super chats, what have you. You guys are amazing. So I want to say thank you to this community for what you guys have done for me, helping me get in front of more people. If you guys can hit that like button, we had a ton of likes on that video. It really helped out getting us in front of new people, new commenters, new people coming to the stream. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who's new here, everybody who's been here and is an OG. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the continued support, because without you guys, this is not possible. And hopefully we grow this stream into something bigger. That's absolutely what I'm hoping. So going forward for this week, the schedule is going to look like this. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 10 a.m. to noon. I will be live Pacific time. I will be live here on my stream talking all things Big Brother, talking about the week, talking about where we think the votes are going, what have you. Wednesday or Thursday, we'll have the episode. We missed it last week just because we didn't have a guest, but myself, Philip Solomon from Deal or No Deal Island 2, Lauren Pratt, podcaster extraordinaire, and Brent Wagamont, once we lock down the time, will be here. And he's either going to join us for that or he'll join me for my Thursday night live stream where I go live to watch the eviction episode with you guys here on stream, and then talk about the feeds afterwards. Obviously, last week was a special case. It was a 5-hour stream because of the fact that we had a live HOH competition, the wall comp, so that made it a little more special. But I hope to continue those Thursday night watch parties with you guys because that was a lot of fun, and I hope you guys appreciate it. And we'll definitely continue those going forward. But man, I wish they did more live HOHs because man, was the chat killing it that night. So once again, thank you guys to you. Shout out to you guys. Without you guys, it isn't possible to do this. So I just want to give you guys your praise. Hannah Rose is the best new era Survivor player. If you see the saw, she puffs the vape. Oh, really? Yeah, Hannah Rose, I can get behind that. I understand it. The crash outs are great. Humane says, if no NFC South teams put up a fight against the Saints, I'll gladly take those 6 free wins. I understand that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's more compelling and the win feels a little bit better when you outright get that, get one over your enemy when your back's against the wall. That's what I'm saying. It's more compelling. What's up, Robert? Welcome in. I see Yash going far. Honestly, I see him going far too. And he has actual win equity in this game too, based off of the relationships he's made with people. Who's going to waste an HOH on getting rid of Yash? I just don't see it. I don't see it unless something outright happens or someone's like, hey, we didn't get my target. Let's get someone else who's on the block. Oh, it's Yash. Okay, we can remove Yash from the chessboard at this point. That's the only way I see that possible. Did you get in trouble with your wife after staying awake all night streaming 5 hours of the wall comp? I didn't get in trouble because she understands, like, I do enjoy this. This is something that I'm trying to grow and get bigger to help provide for us and our family. And she's very, very compassionate, more than she probably should be when it comes to my ambitions, especially when it comes to live streaming. She might have her thoughts on live streaming, podcasting, what have you, and the amount of hours I put towards this for the amount of money that comes in. She understands that for me, this is something I have a passion for. I love it. I enjoy it, even though I'm not making thousands of dollars. I'm not even making hundreds of dollars. That it's something I want to grow and continue to see where this takes me. That obviously it's all just a fun thing for me, but like, she's my biggest supporter. She supports me in whatever I do, but I do think she was a little annoyed that it kept going because she got home from work. Kiddo was already asleep, but she got home from work and I was live streaming, and then it continued for like 3 hours more. But at the end of the day, like, she understands, hey, you got to do what you got to do, but maybe not 5 hours all the time. I'm a podcast listener. Can I claim my reality after show free gift you offered during the wall comp live stream? Sure, absolutely. Get in touch with me. I will, and I appreciate you. If you listen to the audio only version of that, God bless you. I'll send you a reality after show thing. I'll get Fair Play to send something to you. So hit me up on social media at Goodsby Bobby, and we'll make something happen for you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I know it was a lot, especially if you're a podcast only listener at the time. God bless you for watching 5 hours of that. And the fact that you remember that comment, good for you. At Boston Girl, Lyric leaving was the best thing that happened to the game and for the feeds. The guys were too enamored with her. That's the angle D and Angela should have went to Haley with. I agree with you. I think that would have been the right call. I think the right call is to be like, hey, look at what she was doing with the guys, how she was able to maneuver herself in the house because of the relationships and the flirtation she was doing with the guys. We had to take that out. That was a bigger threat to us going forward than to keep Drew or Melody. And I think that would have been a better way of playing it out rather than being like, wait, no, we voted. So where did the votes go? That doesn't make sense. I think for her, if you really think about Lyric's game, you can argue, hey, Lyric was set up well in this house when it came to the guys and how she was able to talk to them and manipulate them to, get her in a position to better her game. We had to get rid of that threat. I do think that's a better way of playing it than just saying, well, I don't know where the votes went. I voted with you guys, and then completely backtracking on that at a certain point in the week. I agree with you there. Get your comments read live here on stream, everybody. Oh, I 100% agree with you regarding Kamu. I appreciate his game, especially as he turned everything around inside 2 hours, and he didn't sulk, complain, whine, or blame anyone. He just pivoted the game. And like I said, guys, and I agree with you, KLB. I think that's a great way of putting it. You can feel however you feel personally against Kamu. That's fine. You can feel whichever way you want against me as a podcaster. I've had people come in here and be like, you're the worst. You are insufferable. You're hard to listen to. You're never going to be Rahap. I get it. I used to work with Rahap. I used to be a podcaster. I used to be a live feed updater. And I got hate there. I get it. People might just not like you who just don't like you. Or they might, feel a certain way about you. Now, granted, I haven't had the same kind of, stuff that's come out about me as Kamu has. But what I'm saying is I'm not comparing myself to Kamu. I'm just saying people are not going to like you. It happens in real life too. Whatever it may be, you might do something that people just don't connect with. Doesn't rub you the right way. They might disagree with your takes. They might disagree with who you are as a person, whatever it may be. But when you're playing a game against those people, if you're playing a strategic-based game, whether it be a board game or the Big Brother game, I feel like those outside introspectives don't matter. It's what you do in the game. And I'd rather see people like Kamu who play the game and pivot and do what they have to do to protect themselves and realize, hey, this is just a game. It's not personal. Let's go forward. How do I help your game going forward? And I feel like he's done an amazing job of that this week. So, like I said, you can feel however you want about him personally. But when it comes to the game, I think he's playing a very, very good game. At Sheila says, Haley was obviously spoiled as a child. I mean, nothing more can be true, right? Do we know, is she an only child? Does she have siblings? Like, she gives me only child syndrome. And excuse me, my kid is an only child. I pray she doesn't come across as how Haley does. And Haley might have like 6 brothers and sisters. I don't know. You guys probably know more in the chat than I do. But she is 100% giving me spoiled only child syndrome. Please say Penelope does not do that. My daughter Penelope, please say she does not come across that way to people, because I feel like I'm raising her a lot better than that. And that's not a shot at people that are only children, by the way. I'm just saying, does it not give that vibe? Angela doesn't have a huge ego. Angela doesn't have a huge ego. Are we so fucking for real right now? Angela, her ego is the size of my head. And my head's huge. I wear a size 8, guys. Like, I've got a huge head. I know that. Even though Fairplay thinks I'm 5'2" because my camera's low. He realized in person when I met him, he thought I was my brother. He's like, oh, who came with Bobby? Who's this guy? When we met in person for the first time. Then realized, oh, wait, that is Bobby. This guy's a giant. We did our live podcast in Baltimore in April, where me, him, Gabe Ortiz, Richard Hatch, we all met up. We did a live podcast in Baltimore, which was a lot of fun. And if you see me sitting next to Fairplay in that video, go back and watch that live in Baltimore podcast for Survivor 50. I towered over him. Like, that's how Angela's ego is. Like, you can't tell me she doesn't have a huge ego in this house or just in general. An ego higher than Everest? I personally think so. That was a fast week. It was a fast week. Does it not feel like this week has flown by way more than others? And honestly, I credit that to, one, a switch up in power, but also the fact that, and the weeks are all the same. They all last the same amount of time, but it felt like this week was way faster, and we still have a few days before we get to the actual eviction. So it might slog on till the very end. But it does feel like this was a fast week, and it's no different than any other week. It's just a lot happened. So when a lot happens and people continue to argue, whatever it may be, it makes a week go by faster. When the people you want to be on the block, when you want to see a little bit of a change in the house, I felt like this one went a little bit faster than it has the past few weeks. Of course, Melody and Mallory didn't have a hard time. They aren't Thog. Thog tied to anyone would have been so good. What's up, J5? Welcome in. Good to see you again, my friend. Need to sneak in some Bobby while at work. I hope all is well. Thank you so much, J5. I appreciate your support. Even at work, I know some of you, it's hard to get in here for this live stream at this time, or maybe it's hard to get into the late night live streams, what have you. Whenever you guys show up, I appreciate you, and I'm just so thankful for you guys even joining me and doing anything to support me here on the channel. Even people like Humane, who we might not agree on NFL stuff, you come in here, you take the time out of your day to watch me just ramble about Big Brother or reality TV, whatever it may be, and I appreciate that support. So thank you so much. It wasn't Thursday night, it was Friday morning. Sure. For you guys, it was Friday morning. For me, it was still Thursday night. It became Friday morning real quick, though. KLB says, Haley shouldn't have cried for one night, woke up the next day and started to argue for herself. Say, I know everyone hates me, so I'm your best bet to take to the end, but she's not self-aware enough. 100%. If you had some kind of self-reflection and realized, hey, my back's against the wall, this vote didn't go my way as HOH, people are lying to me, then play into those emotions. Let people know how sorry you are for, hey, I'm sorry that you didn't feel comfortable coming to me with this information. I'm sorry if I did something in my game that you felt like you had to do this to, you had to go against me because you didn't feel comfortable in our relationship or where I am in this game. But how can we move forward? How can we get to a position where, this can work for both of us? Because my back's against the wall, but how can I better your game by staying in this game and doing what I have to do to prove my loyalty back to you guys? Because clearly I'm in a position where I'm on the outside of the house. No one wants to work with me. And I feel like that's what Kamu did. Kamu did exactly what you're saying, KLB. Haley could never. Haley could never. She thinks, how do people go against my HOH reign when I was the head of household? How do people not go with what I say is right? And this doesn't work out for my game, so how is it advantageous for anyone else? Like, that is the complete wrong way to play this game, but that's what is fun to watch because it's so unself-aware. And for me, I personally think, like, I'd rather have that than Chuck. Would you not rather have that than Chuck? Let me know in the comments. I'd rather have that person still around, still causing chaos, still making Angela tear her hair out. If you know, you know. FFFBBB. Like, it's so good. And it makes the television so much more compelling. Rather than a Chuck who's up there kissing the HOH's ass only to be nominated this week. And just doing nothing when it comes to entertainment for the television. I'll take Haley all day. I mean, I really hope she wins the blockbuster. And I never thought, a week ago, I never thought I'd be in a position where I'm saying I want Haley to win the blockbuster. I get it. But my God, do we need her to win the blockbuster to stay around to continue to cause chaos. I don't want her to win. I don't think she has any chance to win. I think she has the lowest chance. We literally said it here last week on the stream. We were like, the only one she might have a shot against is Lala. And after what Lala did this week, nope. Anyone sitting next to Haley wins this game. And I think that this cast should be like, let's keep Haley as long as possible. What are we doing trying to take her out? Sure, she's a competitor, but if I'm on the right side with her, or if I'm good with her, and she takes me to the final two, I'm winning $750,000. No one in this house, outside of maybe Chuck, is granting her that $750,000 prize. Nobody. So absolutely, I want to sit next to that person in the end. Are you kidding me? That's the best case scenario for me. I honestly, there's times where I don't understand where if someone's so clearly the enemy of the house or unself-aware, I want to drag them, even as tough as it may be. If I will get as good with that person as possible and make sure they are in those final two chairs with me and do everything I can that if I don't win, they pick me to go into those final two chairs with them because I know I'm winning this game. And I get it. It's easier said than done when we're on the outside looking in. But just based off of her positioning in this house right now, they have to realize like that's the best way to go. Who else? Everyone else in this house, which is kind of crazy to say. Everyone in this house, outside of Chuck, have a potential to win and have an outright say that, hey, they have a claim as to why they deserve the money. Who's going to reward Haley? Who's going to be like, yeah, Haley deserves this money after everything she went through? Maybe there's someone if things go drastically different as this course of the season pans out. My opinion, I think she's done enough self-damage that it doesn't matter who's sitting next to her, she's losing, regardless of what the outcome becomes over the course of the next few weeks or months, I should say. Because what, we're a third of the way through? Yeah, I think that they have to absolutely take Haley to the end. I think it's the easiest win of all time. I was there for the wall comp. Hit me up on social media. I got you guys. I'll get you something from the after show. Might not be anything crazy. I mean, you guys think about what I got 12 people in here. I'm just saying. It'll be something. I don't want Common to use a veto on someone. I don't think he will. And unless things have changed over the last 24 hours. Like I said, I've been out of the loop the last 24 hours. Busy week. Or, well, with work. And my busy season is, or busy part of the week is the weekend, which is when the most stuff happens when it comes to Big Brother. But I don't think he will. I think he's talked about not wanting to use it unless something has drastically changed. Falcons deserve to be beat like 80-0. Drew said it might be a punishment for her or Melody, but I feel like it's a reward for me. And I think we were all feeling that. I think we were all feeling that, Drew. Not just you. Not just you. Melody has really grown on me, by the way, just as a player, as a person, like where she was coming into the house. I think Melody has grown on me possibly the most, maybe even Drew to an extent, just because when he came into the house, I was like, oh, this guy's a lot, but he's grown on me. He's actually not as much as you would possibly think. Get your guys' comments read live here on stream. I read all of your guys' comments. It's only 7 days, but it does feel like it's gone faster. You know, some weeks slog. I feel like last week lasted forever, and this week has flown by. 26 and 27 felt longer. I argue 27 didn't feel like it lasted that long. I feel like each week with 27 lasted the appropriate amount of time. Now, at times, if I probably go back and look at my live streams, I'm like, Vince again, here we go. But at least Vince was such a diabolically deranged player that it made each week fun, because it's like, what is he doing now? Where this season slogged a little bit. Bobby, of course we disagree about the NFL. I won my fantasy football league last year, and you came in last place, so I have better NFL knowledge. Hey, you're looking at the 2-time champion, okay? I had one bad year. It's not even 750K. It's 450K after Trump gives it to Israel. However, I mean, depends on what state you're from, though, right? Unless is it different with Big Brother because it is played in California, so you have to pay California tax because you won it in California? Or is it just based off your home location? Because, like, for instance, right? You go to Dondi season 2, where, spoiler alert, David Jeanette from Australian Survivor won like $5 million. He immediately knew that, hey, this season's about to air, next year, and I have time. He moved from New York to Texas, where Texas has no state income tax. And I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, pretty sure he avoided having to pay state income tax because he moved to Texas before he got that money, before he was, paid out that money. Even though he knew it was coming, he moved specifically, even though he won't admit to it. We had him on the stream, and I kind of called him out on it. I was like, hey, good move moving to Texas so that you don't get that state income tax. So I wonder if it's the same, or because you're in the house and you win the money in California, is it different? I don't know. Is it based off where you live? I think that it's a little bit different depending on what state you live in with the amount of taxes taking out. But I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong. I have no idea. At Boston Girl says, I don't blame Angela fulfilling cornered in the I think you meant feeling, excuse me. I don't blame Angela feeling cornered in that room, especially the way Chuck and Haley were acting. Team Angela. I don't blame her either. If you guys haven't seen the crash out that happens with Angela, Haley, Chuck, etc., on the live feeds, and I'm sure they're going to show it on Wednesday night's episode. It has to happen. It was amazing. It was amazing. And to see the aftermath and the retelling of everything via feeds from either, Yash's perspective, Dee's perspective, Angela's perspective, Haley's perspective. It's so good. It's such good TV. It's such good TV. NFL is what have you done for me lately? Absolutely. And it's not for long, that's for sure. The 40% tax to the president comes from Jeff Kent. I don't blame Angela for feeling cornered in that room, especially the way Chuck and Haley were acting. Team Angela. Okay, so you're just got you. I got you for feeling. I knew what you meant. I had to reread it, but I knew what you meant. But yeah, as far as Angela goes, like, she's always going to crash and burn, right? She's always going to crash and burn. She felt a responsibility to, like, it's funny to me because Angela can be so deceptive, but she also has a hard time lying. It's a weird contrast, right? Where we get Angela, who will just be completely delusional when it comes to maybe where things are actually playing out in the house, how her relationships are with people. And then she has moments like what we saw this week on the feeds where she crashes and burns because she doesn't like to lie. And it's hilarious to me. It's so funny. Let's talk about other people this week in the house. Get your comments read live here on stream. If you guys have anything you want to say about this week, as far as anything from what you've seen on the feeds, on the episodes, last night's episode, what have you. I want to talk about Taylor because I think, like, Taylor on the show, they are giving her the best edit possible. And I love it. I think she's absolutely deserved it for sure. But you can kind of see where the show wants the direction of the season to go and who they are kind of pinpointing as potential winner edits for the show. Where Taylor in her confessionals, in her DR interviews, where she's just like, yeah, it's Lala's HOH, but you can bet I'll have a say in this house. You'll bet I have a say this week on what goes on. And she's just like, I'm playing for two. It was so good. It was so funny. I absolutely love the fact that she did that and that she said, like, hey, yeah, obviously Lala is the HOH and good on her, But I'm going to have a say this week. I'm going to have control this week. And it's kind of has gone that way. And as much as Lala wants to play it up like, oh, I'm acting like I don't know what's going on, or she'll tell people like, oh yeah, obviously I played it that way, or I'm acting that way intentionally that I don't know how to play this game. I honestly think she just doesn't know how to play this game, and she's trying to act like, hey, I've got to have a reason here as to why I'm acting like this. And it's so funny to watch. It's so funny to watch. But I love the Taylor Lala introspective between the two. Should Haley, excuse me, should Haley and Chuck GPT go to non-toolshit house guests and spill the beans and try to get Barrett evicted? Absolutely, they should. That should be 100% the way they play it. But they'll never be able to do that. They'll never be able to do that. They're so self-interested. They're so in their own minds playing to the best of their ability so that no one else should go against them. And how dare other people not realize how good of game players they are? How dare other people have interests that don't coincide with their own beliefs? They just think people should honestly hand us this game. What are they doing? How are they not understanding that we are the strongest alliance in this house? How are they not understanding we've had a hard week every single week that we've been here, even though this is the first time we've had our backs against the wall? How dare they not understand that we are the best players in this house? They just don't understand how to get out of their own way. They should be doing what they can to prove why Barrett is a competitor that's going to hurt other people's game long term. And we have zero win equity. We're on the outs. Why not go after someone like Barrett, who's in the middle, who everyone believes in the middle, and who has better relationships with people and could coast to the end and get a win? And, is a 6'6" tall dude. Why is he not a target? They should absolutely be doing whatever they can to trash Barrett and throw him under the bus. But they're just not doing it because they are so unself-aware of where they are in this game and how other people can have an opinion that's different from them. And that's mind-boggling to me. But that also makes good television. It makes it fun to watch their downfall. Even Hands, what's going on, my friend? I love D talking to us all the time. Isn't it funny? With all these super fans, you got a Barrett, Melody, Drew, what have you. Out of all these super fans, D is the one doing the most cam talk to us. D is the one giving us the most information of, hey, this is where I'm at my game. America, this is how I feel. Feedsters, thank you so much. Like, this is what I'm thinking. And she comes from a world where that's not a thing. Survivor doesn't have that. I would love it if Survivor had a live feed. That would be insane. But she's the one who has an outside introspective of a different game going into a new game she's never played and is giving us the most when it comes to cam talk. And I appreciate it so much. I think Brandon Donlin really filled her in on how to play this game and how to cam talk to the fans, how to cam talk to the feedsters to let us know, hey, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. Let us know. You can let us know whatever you want in the confessional, but that's an edited version that the show decides, hey, we're going to give you 10 seconds an episode to let us know where you're at in this game. And half the time it's like, hey, but we need you to say this. And then you don't even get that time. The minimum you can do is talk to us on the feeds, talk to us through the cam talk, and give us an introspective of where you're at. Who is Brandon Donlin? Brandon Donlin, he's on RHAP, but he was also on D season. He was on D season of Survivor 45. He went out, I think, second or third, but he's the guy who jumped into the ocean with jeans on and couldn't climb up the boat. Obviously didn't go well for him on Survivor, but I do think he is a very knowledgeable and game savvy person when it comes to reality television. I met him in person. Great guy. Talked to him many times. But yeah, he definitely is a Big Brother fan and best friends with D on the outside because of their season. So he definitely gave that information to D. Boston Girl says, I think Taylor is starting to do too much and it will backfire. Also, trusting Kamu this much based on his faith is not good strategy. And that is one thing, right? Like, Taylor, that's where I feel like Taylor's going to struggle is one, as much as you might connect with someone and you might have something that's a similar interest or what have you, you've got to understand like Kamu's in a position where he's self-preserving. He's doing what he has to do to stay in the house. But also, he is someone that if he gets to the end, he's a dangerous competitor. And I think she understands that. I think long-term, she realizes, okay, this is probably someone I can't completely work with to the end. But right now, working with someone who's on the outs, who feels like their back's against the wall and has nowhere to go, is basically a free agent. I've always said, pick those people up. Make them feel heard, make them feel good with you. Someone just, stab them in the back. Pick that person up 100% of the time. So I get that you think that like, oh, she's starting to do too much or it might backfire, what have you. There's still plenty of this game. We're not even to jury yet. People were out there saying, oh, Lala, she's not a competitor. She's not whatever this, blah, blah, blah. And look where Taylor's at this week because Lala got power. She's in a great position. No one else wanted to pick up Lala. No one else took Lala seriously. Taylor did. I feel like Taylor's the one person in this house, pretty much out of anyone on the cast, that is willing to pick up the people on the bottom or people that feel like they're on the outs and realize, hey, this is someone I can work with. We saw her do it this whole season with Lala, who she's like, hey, I'm playing for two, but having two people is better than one. And then also with Kamu, Kamu's got his back against the wall. He could possibly go home this week. He feels like a free agent. Let me pick him up. Let me use that. It's probably not something I can take long term, but for right now, it's going to be in the best interest of my game to continue that relationship. Let's continue it. Same with Yash. Yash is in a position where people act like they're working with him or they'll make an alliance with him, but no one really takes that alliance seriously. And I feel like she's done a good job of molding that relationship too. I think that I think it's underestimated what she's doing for her long game. And I can say this and she's voted out next week. It could absolutely happen. But I think she's picking up the pieces now that she needs, that these people are on the outs. How can I mold them and use them going forward to better my game? Yes, I thought Barrett, being a podcaster, would have talked to cams all the time. Now, I've seen him talk occasionally to cams, but the fact that he hasn't talked more really is surprising to me. And when he does, he doesn't even give like the best cam talk, right? Like the few times I've watched him, and there was one time where he was out on the hammock, it was a couple weeks ago. He was out on the hammock, it was late night. He was like the last one awake, and he was talking to us, but it was like, he would go and he would say, oh, I got to come after the tool shed. I feel like I'm on the outs with this group. And then it's just a long pause for like 4 minutes. For like 4 minutes of nothing, where almost the camera starts to like go show something else. I'll show someone sleeping, what have you, just because he's not continuing on to what he's saying. Like being a podcaster, the worst thing you could do is dead air. And I know I'm notorious of it at times too. Like there's times where you have to have lapses in the conversation, lapses in talking, because you've got to think, hey, what's the next thing I'm going to say? Where am I going to go? What have you? And cam talk is a lot different than podcasting. But at the same time, like if I feel like I'm not sharing something, my viewership might go from 18 to 10 in a matter of seconds because there's a lapse in what I'm talking about, right? Which my viewership is not crazy, but like I can see it jump or go down or up, whatever, based off of the amount of talking we're doing, the commentating I'm giving, what's the actual topic I'm talking about, what have you. And I feel like when Barrett talks to the cameras, it is just too long of a pause between what he's saying and any new view on the game that he should be giving us as feedsters. And I feel like D's doing a really good job to contrast that. Did D give him a shout out? Give who a shout out? Brandon? I'm thinking you're saying Brandon. I don't know if she gave him a shout out, but we know they're best friends, and I'm sure that because he's a big Brother fan, and she didn't have any knowledge of the game going in. I'm sure he gave her as much information as possible and let her know, hey, this is what you need to do when you're in the game. As Sheila says, Brandon Dolan was out second on Survivor 45 the season that D won. He is now her best friend. Brandon did tell D to talk to cameras. Yeah. And I think he's admitted to that on the podcast at RHAP too, that he told her to do that. As a Christian, I'd pull a fair play if I have to in the game. And that's the thing, guys. I mean, I'm a Christian too. But at the same time, I will backstab anyone when it comes to a game. It's a game for $750,000, or if you're in Survivor, it's a game for $1 million, or if you're on the Traders, it's a game for $20. So whatever the prize may be, right? I don't care. I play board games at home. If I'm playing Monopoly against my mom and dad, sorry, Mom, I'm backstabbing you. I'm taking Dad all the way to the end to win, because I know that you'll beat me. Like, whatever it may be. I'm just saying, like Monopoly. Let's just say, okay, sorry, Penelope, my 5-year-old child, you didn't put a hotel down here. I'm going to buy this, or whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do what you have to do to win. And it might not be perceived as morally right. I don't care. I don't care. It's a game. At the end of the day, do what you have to do to win the game. And there are certain things that morally you probably shouldn't do. Like, I didn't agree with Jason using his, deceased mother to manipulate Angela. I didn't agree with that. I think there's a big difference between that and what Fairplay did. Fairplay's grandma wasn't actually dead. Fairplay wasn't just outright targeting one person in the house. He was targeting everyone and letting them know, hey, my grandma just died. Can you guys give me this? I need to find out more information. I think there's a big difference there. But at the same time, even though morally that is a little bit of a different situation, I still respect the game move. At least they're trying something. So at the end of the day, it's a game for money to better your life and better your family's life. Do what you have to do to win that game. Boston Girl says, Angela was one of the few that kept Lala in the loop. She nurtured her relationship with Lala. Imagine 2 over 50s in the final 2. That would be epic. I have a hard time seeing that happen, just because I have a hard time seeing either of them in like any of those final 3 HOH or final. Yeah, the final 3 HOH competition where it's multi-part. I have a hard time seeing either of them excel in those kind of competitions, based off what I've seen in this game, outside of, obviously Lala's endurance. But yeah, I have a hard time seeing those two get to the final 2 together. But my God, would be a wacky season if those are our final 2. Let's see here. D did shout out Brandon the week before last when she voted. She did it in the vote. Yeah. She shouted out Brandon, who's her best friend. So, there's precedence for this. We know that he gave her information on like what people want to see when they're live feed watchers at home. And I think it's we've seen the outcome of it because of the information he gave her. For sure. I think Jason should have made a final 2 with Angela after emotionally manipulating her. Well, 1,000%. The fact is, he was targeting her, though. He wanted the icons gone. He had no actual passion in his body to work with Angela legitimately in the game. And I think that was a downfall of his game. I think he should have realized, hey, this person feels really close to me. Even though I'm against them and obviously they're icons and I want them out, if this person's with me, why am I going to throw that away? There's so many other people out here that could be against me or outright don't have a relationship with me. I need to use this relationship and mold it to benefit me going forward. And how do I do so? I need to continue the bond that I have with this person on an emotional aspect so that if they get into power or they hear my name, they'll let me know. And I feel like he dropped the ball in that way. And I think that people should understand, like, that's where I feel like Jason's game struggled, in the fact that he didn't mold that relationship more. And then we saw it wither away based off things he said. Bobby, I'm on the fence to attend a BB live watch party. Is $44 too much for one night? Many BB stars are attending. I mean, to be honest with you, do what you want to do, because I'm never going to tell someone, money wise, how to spend their money. I get it. $44 is a lot for people. It's a lot for me. I personally have spent that kind of money before, and I've had a very good time. I very much so enjoy when I got into like a Rahap event. I just went to the Survivor 51 in LA for the Rahap event, where I actually talked to Brandon Donlin. Had a good time talking to him. I went up to him and was like, "Hey, I'm Bobby Goodsby. I used to be on RHAP." He said, "Bobby, I know who you are." But I think they're a lot of fun. I think you'll have a good time. It's cool to see other people that have similar interests as you, that you might not have ever met, or realize those people have the same interests as you in the outside world when it comes to like Big Brother, Survivor, reality TV, whatever it may be. I think it is also eye-opening to go to these events and to see the people there and be like, oh, wow, that person's just like me. It's very like introspective, to see the people there and be like, man, this person knows more than me. Holy cow. I thought I knew a lot. Or you might go in and be like, okay, I feel like the smartest person in the room when it comes to these shows, based off of who you talk to. But at the same time, I think there's just a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun. You can go there. If you drink, you might have a couple drinks, relax a little bit, take the ease off and get to talk to some of the players that you've watched for years, get to talk to other fans. I think they're a good time. Personally, I would do it. I think 44 is not too bad. I understand for everyone, money's a different story. If you have it, great. If you don't, what have you. I'm trying to set up a live event for us for Survivor 51. I'm trying to get it set up down here in San Diego area. So I would love to do it for Big Brother. I just don't know if we have the interest, especially because most of the people who watch my feeds are all like East Coast or whatever. But I would love to. I'm trying to set up something with Fair Play where we get him, Richard Hatch, Gabe, Matt Bischoff, Wayne Mehmet, Philip, Lauren, everybody together to and then a bunch of reality TV people together for Survivor 51 watch party in next season. So down here in San Diego area, I'm trying to set that up now. So if you guys are interested in that and you guys think we have people that would be actually interested in attending, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear if that's something. I know San Diego's not close to a lot of people. Trust me, I flew all the way to Baltimore from San Diego to go to a live event. So I know the commitment and money and time it takes to do those things. And with your relationship with your wife, making sure she's cool with it, I get it. But if that's something you guys would be interested in, let me know in the comments. And then I know he's going to have other events this season, but they are a lot of fun. They are a lot of fun. They're a good time. They're a good hang. So I would say if you're on the fence about it, try it one time. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. But I'd say you don't know when the next time that's going to happen in an area near you. I would do it. I personally would do it. I heard Roman Lyric might be there. Even more incentive to go. Even more incentive to go. But yeah, no, it's been a fun weekend. Like I said, I got to still catch up on things that happened as of yesterday and early today. But it's been a lot of fun as far as like this season goes. I'd be interested in a live event if I lived in California. And see, that's the problem is it's hard because there's some people are all over the country. Like I said, I would never tell someone, hey, fly across the country to come to this event. I'm the crazy person that flew all the way to Baltimore. Sorry, I just shook the camera like crazy. I'm the crazy person that paid and flew all the way across the country to Baltimore to go to the live event. It was a little bit different in my situation, but still it's a commitment. So I'm not saying that's for everyone, but if you guys are in this area or you have interest in going to an event, let me know in the comments if that's something you guys would want to do for Survivor 51. I'm trying to garner as much interest as possible. And one day, hopefully, we can travel around and do this in other parts of the country for people especially when it comes to our Big Brother season, but we'll see where that goes. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm near your favorite airport, MSP. Hey, nothing against MSP. I'm just saying it felt old when I was there. It felt like I was in the 90s for a second. But yeah, no, I mean, hopefully one day we can travel around the country doing Big Brother live coverage, do a live podcast, live stream, whatever it may be with you guys. So one day, hopefully we get this channel big enough where that is an absolute thing we can do going forward. So tell your friends, tell your family, get people in here watching this show. If you have friends that watch the show, tell them about the live stream. I appreciate you guys. Let's see here. KLB, the person who actually has a reason to be a Vikings fan. How dare you? How dare you, Humane? How dare you? All right. So I think that's pretty much everything from this weekend that we caught up with. Obviously, there was a whole fallout with Angela and Haley and all that. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. We'll talk about it more after after Wednesday's episode. We'll talk about it more on the live stream when we watch the live eviction episode on Thursday. Bobby, I am no athlete. Angela's decision to drop from the wall comp, a good idea. I think it was hilarious. First off, we smashed the under, and I love that they put a clock on it, and it was 28 seconds. I think that's what it was, 28, 23, whatever it may have been. But we literally said, where's the Kalshi bet to do the under 10 minutes, because we would smash that under button easily, and we killed it, guys. We killed it. We couldn't have been more spot on. But I agree. I think it was the right call for her. She's not going to win that comp, so save your body. Why would you go through all the stress of that competition? Why would you get soaked in the rain and the slime when you're not going to win anyways? Just take the L. Plus, makes you less of a threat too. Absolutely agree. Humane with his NFL talk. Did anyone win any money on the under? I don't think so. I don't even know if it was a bet on Kalshi. I'm just saying, like, if that was a bet, if we were in Vegas, if it's on Kalshi or Polymarket, what have you, smash that under button. If that would have been a possible thing and I would have saw that, I would have won so much money. That was the easiest dub of all time. But I guarantee you they would have had like the over under at like a minute. Then it's a little more questionable. It's like, I feel like Angela could last a minute outside of that. And she's still smashing under on that too. But yeah, no, if there would have been a betting site, I would have absolutely smashed the under on that one. All right. So we're about hour and 35 minutes in. I'm probably going to head out of here. My voice is starting to crack. I can already feel it. Let's see here. Humane says, easiest dub of all time, Saints money line against Vikings. Get out of here, Humane. It's not happening. And I can't wait till the Vikings smash your Saints and we can talk from there. Then I'll have you on stream to say how you feel. All right, guys, I'm going to head out of here. If this is your guys' first time watching, I hope you guys enjoyed the content, us talking Big Brother, reality TV, what have you. Twitch.tv/Bobby Goodsby, at After Show on YouTube, at Goodsby Bobby on my social media. If you guys can, please hit that like button, hit the sub button. We got 12 people in here. Hit the like button. It helps me out a lot, gets me in front of more people. And I will be live tomorrow, once again, 10 a.m. Pacific to noon, talking all things Big Brother. I go live Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 10 a.m. to noon Pacific, talking Big Brother. And then we will also have our coverage with Brent Walgamot later this season or this week. And we also have our Thursday night watch party, as we always do. So with that being said, thank you to the chat. Thanks, Bobby in chat. See you soon. Thank you, KLB. Thank you, Humane. Waffle Iron Walrus. I don't know. I always have a hard time saying that. Sheila, Boston Girl, Even Hands, etc. Everyone else who's commenting after the fact, I appreciate you guys. I'm going to play a quick commercial from our sponsor, Big O Bar. Big O Bar brand. Go get your 10% off. Use promo code Survivor at checkout. Let them know Fair Play sent you. Big O Bar, enriched with ostrich oil, omega-3, 6, and 9. They are our sponsor, and we thank them for being a part of it. Go check them out, guys.
Oh, hello there. You want to know the secret? Bad strategy gets you blindsided! Bad skincare keeps you chasing the same problem. Tons of body washes and soaps strip away the lipids your skin barrier needs, allowing moisture to escape later. Big O Bar changes the game with a two-step system powered by ostrich oil. That's right, ostrich, rich in omegas 3, 6, 9. You know the numbers. Clean with the bar, restore with the whip balm, and protect your barrier. No gimmicks, brother. No 12-part alliance. That's right, it's Big O Bar. Whew. Clean, restore, protect. Visit BigOBar.com, promo code SURVIVOR. They love it when we do that. That's BIGOBAR.com, promo code SURVIVOR for 10% off. Johnny Fairplay sent you. Woo! I wouldn't lie about that.
It's me every time. Big O Bar. Go check them out. Tell them Johnny Fairplay sent you 10% off at checkout. Use promo code SURVIVOR. All right, guys. With that said, I will see you guys tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific to noon Pacific, right here at Reality After Show. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Thanks.